Now to get to the questions. Okay, so for my first question, many on and off-campus organizations have reached out to us seeking our support for various controversial issues like the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, also known as BDS, the change of the Aztec mascot, and the status of undocumented immigrants on this campus and in the community. As chair, how would you respond to situations like this?
Honestly, it's not my decision, it's our decision. We must open a line of communication between not only our executive members, but as well as our DDMers to see where we all stand together, whether it be by majority or we just abstain and we can't move forward with it. We must be able to be comfortable with talking about these issues, even though it does make us uncomfortable.
The next question is, what are your other responsibilities outside of this position, and how would you prioritize and balance your duties as chair in relation to your other roles and responsibilities?
So next year, I am supposed to be graduating. I literally don't have a choice. Engineering is definitely something that's like I feel is like very difficult for a lot of people who cannot really understand complicated math. But definitely I will be focusing on my studies. I will be focusing my home life with my family. I'll be focusing on with actually next year's PISA's e-board, where I actually am going to be their student advisor as well. As you can see from this year alone, I've actually managed well with 3 executive boards, school, family, home, and life. So I definitely do feel like I am able to take myself and prioritize different things when they're needed.
And my last question for me, if you could prioritize one of your goals above all else for AB Samahan, what would that be and why?
Definitely personal individual growth, because literally everything I've done in my life has never really been solely about me. It's always been about the other person. And if that other person can grow and develop and they become in a position where they can in turn help me out, it's truly a blessing, because in a sense it's not a mentorship, it's more of a partnership.
Now I have a couple questions from the audience. First question. Chair can be an underestimated position because of the fact that they have no solid concrete event to plan or coordinate. But in actuality, they have an entire board to assist and coordinate and represent the face of Samahan to the entire SDSU and San Diego community. How will you address all of these aspects?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah. Chair can be an underestimated position because of the fact that they have no solid concrete event to plan or coordinate. But in actuality, they have an entire board to assist and coordinate. Wait, sorry, I'm gonna start from the beginning. Chair can be an underestimated position because of the fact that they have no solid concrete event to plan or coordinate. But in actuality, they have an entire e-board to assist and coordinate and represent the face of Samahan to the entire SDSU and San Diego community. How will you address all of these aspects?
One more time, please.
Yeah. Chair can be an underestimated position because of the fact that they have no solid concrete event to plan or coordinate. But in actuality, they have an entire e-board to assist and coordinate and represent the face of Samahan to the entire SDSU and San Diego community. How will you address all of these aspects?
In all honesty, it's like definitely something about time and like being able to see what comes up and what I can actually put forward with our organization. When it comes to our board members and what they need assistance in, definitely gonna have to like look into that and see where I could space out timing into that. And for those who are outside of our organization, who are within the SDSU community, definitely talk to those who are like in a position to where we can actually advance both parties, especially those who are actually outside of our organization, outside of SDSU, because when it really comes down to it, like it's all about lines of communication. We must be able to communicate effectively and efficiently, so that way everyone's point gets across and we're actually all able to support each other and build ourselves up.
And the last audience question. If your e-board is having trouble and losing motivation to continue with their positions and staying active, how will you resolve this?
That's definitely something that I do really think about. Of course, I cannot force anyone to do anything. I look at everyone and think, I am not your superior, I'm your friend. And although it is definitely something like where we're gonna have to have some issues, like I don't feel like doing this anymore. I don't feel comfortable in proceeding anymore. But at the same time, we must take a step back and look why we did this in the first place. If you take back into look into why we ran for this position in the first place, why we actually started off the way we did, like all our goals and ambitions, like we must still look for the light and the end goal, because in the end, it is actually going to be worth it.
Thank you.